Let's talk today about some tips for console players to get more kills on Fortune's Keep despite the FOV disadvantage. Look, this map's a little bit tougher because of all the buildings and the close quarters, so you're going to have to play a little bit more strategic. And today, we're going to be taking a look at what Reed Boy does, who is easily one of the best console players. He's dropped a few 30s, he's dropped a 40, but I specifically wanted to take a look at this game, which is a 26 kill win in a 1.46 average KD lobby, a very sweaty lobby. So we're going to take a look at what he does throughout this game, starting off here with anticipation and centering. And I want to pause because we are going to see this immediately. You have to be anticipating enemies around corners and centering your crosshairs where you think enemies are actually going to be. But where a lot of you struggle is not actually having intent to fight, intent to shoot. You may anticipate and center that somebody's there, but you're not actually ready for somebody to be there. You're not ready to get into that engagement, which we're going to see here, right? He easily challenges this guy, but look at this second fight right here. As he turns this corner, he is ready to actually shoot this guy. It's not like, oh, is this guy actually here? He knows this player's here. He is ready for that person, and he's able to get that down in thirst. Now, in terms of our other tips, and we're going to be paying a lot of attention to that, because I think that's one of the most important things in making up your FOV, making up for that FOV disadvantage, is putting your crosshairs where you think people are going to be and anticipating. But outside of that, we're going to be taking a look at distance. He's very strategic about his positioning, and when he gets too close to enemies, he does one of two things. Either he stops what he's doing and he pulls back to open up that FOV again, or he hip fires and uses throwing knives to his advantage. Basically, when you have that close FOV, that smaller FOV, what happens a lot of times is you're not going to miss a hip fire and you're not going to miss a throwing knife, so he uses that. Now, watch right here what he does. Instead of just full sending this, notice how he's trying to keep that FOV out of play. He's trying to open up his camera. He's moving backwards. Where a PC player pushes this, they push in, they go and immediately challenge. He pulls backwards and opens up that FOV, so he's always keeping in mind his distance. How close is he getting to enemies? And he doesn't ever want to put himself where he can get his camera broken, which is something that a lot of you have to keep in mind. Now, one quick note here, by the way, that I want to highlight, because I get this question all the time. Trust your movement speed. Trust your movement speed. You are moving the exact same pace as a PC player. It just feels a little bit slower because of that FOV. Tough situation right here. He gets shot from all three angles as he's trying to get loadout. He's going to go ahead and fly back in, but trust that you are moving the exact same speed as a PC player. The last thing that I'll have for you before we really jump into this gameplay is information. They are going to keep UAVs up throughout this entire game, which allows him to, going back to our first point, anticipate and center his crosshairs. It makes it much easier to anticipate and center if you have information about where people actually are. If you don't have information, then you kind of have to be prepared for people around any corner, which makes it a little bit tougher, and that's even tough for a PC player. But if you have information, you're able to do that. So let's go ahead and pull this back real quick. And you see he hears the shooting, he uses that audio cue, which is another piece of information, but he centers around that corner, and yeah, look, that guy was shooting at his teammate, but he centers, he's ready for that person, he's able to execute. Positioning right there, distance, he's keeping, obviously that's not a situation where this guy is gonna break his camera or anything. He's in a good distance right here, where he almost has an advantage at this range because of that FOV, because it's a little bit more zoomed in. He can see a little bit more. He can hit shots, and he's going to play this positioning for quite some time, and he's going to play in winery a lot versus putting himself in bad situations in town where it's super close quarters and it's a little bit tougher to fight. He actually stays out of keep as well. So when we talk about console players, you know, you need to be strategic about the fights that you're taking. As a PC player, yeah, I'm fighting in town, I'm fighting in keep, I'm fighting basically wherever I want in close quarters because that's an advantage for me. For console players, you want to be a little bit more strategic about the fights that you're taking based on that information. You have UAVs up, you know, you may have people in winery, in camp, in lighthouse, in grotto. Those are places that you'll have a little bit more of an advantage because of the open area. People are less susceptible to break your camera. Notice he's not full sending this. He's playing his distance, and this is one of the best examples. Watch how he pulls back here. Watch how he does not challenge this guy. He pulls back. He opens up his FOV, doesn't risk getting his camera broken. Boom, he challenges. Look at this guy. This guy is a movement demon. He's all over the place. He's absolutely flying. Reed Boy knows that he's susceptible to getting his camera broken. He's going to pull back here, open up his FOV, and now he's in a good spot to not have his camera broken. He's easily able to challenge that. Immediately challenges the guy around the corner. He's going to hit shots. Now, this gun does have a lot of visual recoil. I'm not totally sure what he's running. I know he's running the burst gun, I think it's the new LMG actually, that as his primary. He was trying it out. I think the secondary is the Marco? I think it's the Marco. Pretty sure it's the Marco, but this definitely has a lot of visual recoil. So find something that you're comfortable with. Same thing goes for you. This is the same tip I would give you for PC players. You know, console players, best 3 SMGs are Megara, Blixen, and the Marco 5. Find out what works best for you. Unfortunate situation. He is going to self-revive right here. He is going to get away, but look, that's just an unfortunate situation. That is nothing that you would fix on PC or console. That same thing can happen either way. So he's going to go ahead and play it up, and look at the cash flow. I mean, 28 grand puts them in a really, really good spot. It allows you to strategically pick fights, right? He is being strategic. He's able to anticipate and center based on the information that he has. So as he pushes up here, he's going to go ahead, keep challenging. Look at him kind of checking these corners, checking corners there. Boom, he's able to drop shot below the prox mine. He's able to get 1 and 2. Now, as he pushes around, notice he has one guy right on, basically right by buy station. So he's going to go ahead, see what he can find. Doesn't see anything just yet. Quick reload, and then he's going to push in. Still has information that he's around this corner, so he pretty much knows there he is. He gets the down with the throwing knife, challenges this guy once again, makes the move. And I know I'm going a little bit quick here, so let's pull back. Makes the move here to slide around this corner, gets the thirst, catches that guy. So he slides to the right to open up that FOV again. And look, this all happens quick. He's got to make a move here. He's able to get the down. Unfortunate. He did get the noti. He just goes down there, which is, you know, it is what it is. He's back in. This is part, I mean, look, you can't have a perfect game every single game. It's just not going to happen. Now he has one over this way to his right. Trying to see what he can find. Quick buys plates. Still has plenty of cash. He's still got 17 grand, which we're going to see come into play a little bit later. Flying back in behind him. So now he's going to go ahead and challenge. He's going to go ahead and challenge this way. Parkour up top. See what he can find. He's able to get the down right there. Immediately goes and challenges the second one here in a second with just an absolutely nasty bunny hop. Look, I mean, that's just probably one of the furthest bunny hops we've ever seen. But he's able to use movement to his advantage there. And that's what I always talk about. A lot of times we're using movement to take less damage, to make it harder for our enemy to hit us. And 3 basic movements: slide canceling, strafing, and then, of course, jumping. Specifically jumping while shooting and jump peeking corners. Now he's going to actually go ahead and play what you see on the minimap. Let me quickly address that real quick. Is foresight. So basically they know where every single circle is going to go. It more so plays into it plays into your favor in the end game when you can see where that next circle is going to go, but isn't really playing a huge factor right here. Once again, we are back playing positioning, right? He's over here. He knows a bunch of people are over there. Is he camping? I wouldn't say he's camping here. He's not just sitting there waiting for somebody. He's looking for people. He knows that there's a lot of people here based on the minimap, and he's just putting himself in a good position, knowing that he can't necessarily play right on top of those people. So it's a fine line between camping and positioning. I view this as positioning. Camping is just kind of sitting somewhere, not really paying attention to any action. You know, you're just kind of waiting for something to happen, for somebody to show up. He's strategically positioning himself, and he's actually going to fly into tower here in a second, or jump into tower and be in a good spot. He's got 16 kills, by the way, still 6 other teams, as I mentioned in my kind of tips videos, which we're going to continue giving you tips on how to be successful at Fortune's Keep. So if you are looking for tips, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as I've already posted on the screen before. But, you know, these lobbies stay very healthy. Part of the reason is the circles are bigger than on Rebirth. So as we get to circle number 4, 5, 6, 7, those circles are much bigger, allowing lobbies to stay healthier later. Assume you get some teams with good cash flow going, all of a sudden people are buying back. So our pace of play, or pace to get a 20 bomb, is going to be a little bit different. I'm planning on covering that in a few days. He's able to get one over this way. And look, he's just in a good position here. And look, I know we all get frustrated here, but I think we all get frustrated at people that don't have intent of actually getting kills. He's putting himself in this position because of where everybody is on the map, and he has a good angle. You know, for me personally, I get frustrated at people who sit in the tower and just, they have no intention of moving. You know, they are literally just sitting there waiting for somebody to pop into their crosshairs, where you see him being a little bit more strategic. He's purposely putting himself here to get distance on keep, and he's gonna end up pushing back over, by the way. He's just kind of waiting for this circle to close. He's going to end up flying back over, trying to see what he can find. He's using the burst. He's using the range to his advantage. And let's go ahead and keep taking a look at other things as well. We're going to see anticipation and centering, where we really start to put our crosshairs where we think people are going to be. It's one of the biggest tips that I have for you, because it's going to take FOV out to a certain extent. If you're peeking windows with your crosshairs, if you're peeking down below, if you're peeking around the corner and aiming, pre-putting your crosshairs there, you kind of take it out of disadvantage a little bit. And of course, with this map, the one thing I will say is don't always view it as a disadvantage. You know, in Rebirth, you can get caught because somebody is outside of your FOV and there's no way for you to actually get away. There is a lot of finessability. Is finessability a word? I've been using that a lot lately. I don't know if it is. If it isn't, now it is. There's a lot of finessability with this map. So you could get shot by somebody that you don't see, but you're able to still get away because of how close quarters the map is. And you know what? You can use that to your advantage. Gonna go ahead and challenge that guy. UAV's up again. Still have UAVs up, still have a ton of cash here. I mean, wait, how much? They have $93,000. $93,000. I mean, that's cash flow if I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen cash flow like that. He's going to go ahead and push this guy to his left. Notice how he's pushing people who are not together, right? He is pushing people who are by themselves. He's able to challenge this way. Notice the centering, right? He's already centered on this guy. Crosshairs are out. That allows him to break this guy before that enemy can even get a shot off on him. Now he's going to go ahead and push up here. 22 kills. He's got 5 other teams still alive. Still in a really good spot. He's going to push back based on the information that he has on UAV. Going to be smart about who he's fighting. Going to be smart about the positions that he's putting himself in. He gets that break right there, so he's going to go ahead and push over. Take advantage of the fact that he has the advantage here, and he knows that guy's pretty low health. 23 kills, 4 other teams still alive. And this lobby did die out pretty quick, actually. He's going to see one up top here. Once again, playing positioning, playing parkouring up to the roof. One of my main tips is going to be use that to your advantage. You can pretty much jump on anything. And notice how he uses it to his advantage to get into a position to keep his distance, right? So he parkours onto that roof to basically get an oversight of what's going on. Now he's going to go ahead and challenge, and notice how far he challenges away. Keeps that FOV open, doesn't push straight down into that guy's FOV. He's able to push a little bit further away, keep that FOV open, put himself in a good position and not get his camera broken. And the one thing that I haven't really talked about is pushing versus getting pushed. If you are pushing and taking control of the fights that you are challenging, you are in a much better position to control your camera being broken or not being broken, right? So if you are pushing enemies and taking control of that position, you can control where the fight is actually happening, what range the fight is actually happening, versus when you are actually getting pushed by players, you're already on your heels, you're already in a defensive position, makes it much tougher to actually make a move and open up that FOV again. Still got really good cash flow, so they've got nothing to be worried about here. They've got UAVs up. 24 kills, 2 other teams still alive. He's going to go ahead and challenge this way. Understand that you can climb these at any point in time. Put yourself in a good position. He's once again going to go ahead and challenge this team up this way. Put himself in a good position. And this team has to rotate from circle right now. Gets hit with the Claymore. Unfortunate.
Yeah, go ahead.
Unfortunate. 2 to the right, or 1 to the right, 2 up top. So he's going to go ahead and challenge. Once again, not in a position to get his camera broken there. Super unfortunate right here. He just gets absolutely smoked by 2 players. Which, you know what? It is what it is. This guy's going to go ahead and fly over. Yeah, there's one of them. He's going to get the thirst. So we got 25 kills. Teammates buying back. Why? Because if he got such good cash flow, it doesn't even matter. He's able to get the break right there. Get the down with the pistol. And look, they've got loadout down at this point. It's one other team. He's just going to go ahead, try to pick up the kills that he can. He's going to end up going down here in a second. But he was just playing super aggressive. He didn't technically have to go push this team. But he decided to because at the end of the day, you know, they're going to be in an okay spot. So I hope you found today's video helpful, console players. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.